40s. Sunshine, a few clouds tomorrow, a breeze, and chilly 47. Then a mix of clouds and sunshine in the upper 30s come in on Thursday. Friday, clouds give way to sunshine, low 40s back into the 50s, with a chance of rain by the tail end of the weekend. I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic from the Weather Channel on WCLU, your home for local.
Thank you, Ray. And let me look at the current conditions. The barometric pressure is at 30.21 this morning. The winds are out of the northwest, pretty consistent at 12 miles an hour, but there's been some 20-mile-an-hour gusts through the overnight, and making for a real, I hadn't calculated the wind chill factor, but cold is actually the best way to look at that. And let's see here. We have a, what am I looking at right here? I'm going to tell you what else we got. The barometer is at 30.21. Humidity is at 90%. And 39 degrees from WCLU this morning. And let's see here. Looking at the radar screen, just a few little light snow flurries down around Hopkinsville this morning. But we have had some mist on the rain gauge. Hadn't registered anything, but it's just a little bit on the damp side out there this morning. You'll feel it when you get there. And right now, it's 39 degrees. Let's go for round one of local news. In the newsroom this morning, it's News Director Angela Briggs. Good morning, Angela.
Good morning, Henry.
It'll be well. Be a nice Christmas gift.
That was Cave City Council member Denny Dole talking about the auditor's report that Gilbert and Gilbert Accounting gave to the City Council at last night's meeting. When it comes to their report, they gave a clean opinion, and they described it as the best opinion that you can get. Their net position grew by over $125,000. That's both the governmental and business side. They did say that they need to increase their capitalization policy. Instead of the threshold of $5,000, they should increase that to $2,000. Also, the City Council approved on first reading to change their meeting time. While they'll still meet on the same day of the month, they'll be meeting at 5 o'clock instead of 6 p.m. And when it comes to moving forward with a retail feasibility study, well, Mike Houchins made that motion at last night's meeting, and they will move forward with conducting a feasibility study with a ticket of $3,500. And the Glasgow City Council met last night as well, and they honored Glasgow police officer Stephen Fields. On November 9th, Officer Fields was dispatched to a report of a baby not breathing. He was in a motorist assist and was in the area. He took control of the 5-day-old baby, was able to keep the airway open until the ambulance arrived and ultimately saved the child's life. I talked to Officer Fields.
I was the one that was closest to the emergency. You know, we've got a great group of dispatchers up there that keeps tabs on everybody. It was one of those crazy days in Glasgow where everybody was just running wide open, and I just happened to be the one that was there. You don't have time to think. There's a small child right there that's not breathing, that's blue, and your training kicks in and you just act. You don't have time to think about it.
A big congratulations to Officer Stephen Fields, who was awarded the Glasgow Police Department Lifesaver Award. Next, it was on to the Needle Exchange Program. Dennis Chaney with the Barron River District Health Department gave the council some information. Mayor Dick Doty asked that this issue be kicked back to the Public Safety Committee. Then it was on to an ordinance that was sponsored by Council Member Jake Dickinson, asking that the city treasurer be required to attend all of the meetings. Here is a discussion following that motion.
I got a question. I mean, I guess, and I may just not understand. I read the newspaper. I just don't understand. I don't understand why we need a treasurer here. No disrespect to the treasurer, but I mean, if I have a question, I ask, and I get my answer very timely. So I guess maybe somebody explain to me why we need. And then the second part is this going to be like, are we going to do HR people? And I mean, generally I get my agenda, and then if I get any questions, I go find the questions. I'd rather not find the questions here at 7:30 at night. So maybe somebody could help me understand maybe why we're doing this. Is this one person, or is this going to turn into 5 people? We're going to have city parks people here. I don't know. I'm just trying to understand. So
I thought city parks was usually here. The Personnel Committee met, and you've heard me ask several financial questions that I didn't get quite a satisfactory answer to over the several months we've been serving together. Other members and as well as myself admitted an inability to get through the budget. It's a difficult document to handle, and I think it's not much to ask that the treasurer be present to answer those questions.
And I would agree with you. The budget can be an overwhelming deal, but did you say you've been to Stephanie's office and tried to understand it, or you just don't understand it, or it's too hard to get through?
It's just too hard to get through.
Okay.
I can't work through it. I can't find what I'm looking for.
Okay. So
if we had it up here at the meeting, I mean, that's great. I still can't read it.
okay. So what is your ask? To have someone here to answer questions just for the Treasury, or from budgets, or for HR, I mean, and no disrespect to her.
I'll be here to answer any and all financial questions dealing with the duties of these meetings.
Okay. I don't understand, but I don't have to.
I'm assuming that is just for the city council meetings, not the committee meetings.
Correct.
And secondly, I mean, is this involve overtime? Because I think that's part of the reason that the county has gone to 9 or 10 o'clock meetings anyway, is to reduce the overtime pay. But I don't know the answer to that question.
No, that's a salary position.
So is the attendance of the treasurer at these meetings going to affect her work during the day? Because this is going to put her over 40 hours if she comes twice a month.
Again, a salary position, but I would... Typically, we have handled those as most salary positions, and if she's required to be at a meeting, then she would take off earlier in that day.
I understand she's not a department head, or any department head is required to be. Is that part of the job description? To be at the meetings? Or is that?
Actually, no, none of the department heads are required to be at council meetings. The only person that is required to be at a council meeting in the administrative staff, according to their job description, is the clerk administrator in our particular case. So these fine department heads that come are here simply as a show of support to answer any questions that might pertain to their specific departments. Again, I think quite personally this is not completely necessary if there are no items on the agenda that are budget related to have or if there's no public works items on the agenda for Mr. Fry to be here tonight is really unnecessary, but nonetheless, the other part of this that I would like to assume that the 12 of you all do work outside of this hour twice a month. I would like to think that when you receive that agenda, that those items are reviewed, researched, discussed with constituents, a basic formulation of your opinion taking place prior to being here. But if we want to have a jack-in-the-box style decision made right here, then I guess we should have all city employees here to answer any questions that might come into our minds.
And when it came to the whole issue of whether or not the city treasurer had to come to the meeting, Councilmember Freddie Norris spoke up to table the issue and kick it back, maybe even to the Personnel Policy Committee. Norris said that he was actually on the Personnel Policy Committee, but was never notified of their last meeting when this was the only item on the agenda. It's 6:19 a.m., 39 degrees.
Are you?
Who will be the future face of Pettigo Lessenberry? Through expert analysis, we've confirmed their potential. With intense training, we've prepared them for any occurrence. We've taken their strengths and made them stronger. Now it's time to see what they're made of. Presenting the future face of ISU Pettigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Hello, I'm Jared Persley. And I'm Daniel Bird. and we're more than prepared to serve you here at ISU Pettigo Lesenberry Insurance.
Growing with a proud community since 1902.
Hi, I'm Fred Parrish here at Parrish Carpet in Glasgow, Kentucky. My parents started this business over 50 years ago, so we know flooring here at Parrish Carpet. We have a large showroom and a big selection in stock. We do custom binding and we do free estimates. We've served a lot of people in the 50+ years, and we'd like to thank each and every one of you. So if you have a flooring need, come see us at Parrish Carpet.
The Glasgow EPB is on Facebook and Twitter. Be the first to know when the EPB makes improvements such as new channels or new services. Wondering what's going on during an outage? The EPB provides constantly updated information that you can receive via Twitter on your cell phone. Plus, learn great new tips to lower your bill. On Facebook, just search for Glasgow Electric Plant Board and click the like button at the top right. On Twitter, search for the Glasgow EPB, then follow us and have updates linked to your cell phone. The Glasgow EPB, bringing you the future fast.
In more local news, on Sunday afternoon, Sergeant James Roberts with the Cave City Police Department saw a black 05 Chevy Cobalt traveling south on Dixie Highway with what was described as an inadequate silencer. Upon stopping the vehicle and making contact with the driver, Sergeant Roberts could smell the odor of marijuana coming from inside. When asked about the odor, the driver said he had smoked a joint about a half hour before being stopped. After conducting a standardized field sobriety test, Johnny Nunn III of Cave City was placed under arrest for DUI, first aggravating circumstances, failure to produce insurance card, operating on a suspended license, and inadequate silencer. He was lodged in the Barron County Detention Center. And for the first time, Republican Governor Matt Bevins acknowledged he may not call a special session of the state legislature to overhaul one of the country's worst funded public pension systems. Governor Bevins said repeatedly he would call a special session of the state legislature before the end of the year to address the issue, but his proposals received significant opposition from state employees, even members of his own political party. Last week, 47 Republican House members signed a letter asking him not to call a special session. Monday, Bevin told reporters there's still a chance he could call the legislature back to Frankfort next week to vote on the bill, but he said lawmakers could take the issue up during the session scheduled to begin on January the 2nd. And the Republican leadership of the state house says GOP lawmakers should resign after a woman accused him of sexually assaulting her in 2013. A news release from the 4 GOP House leaders yesterday called a report released earlier in the day by the Kentucky Center for Investigative Reporting compelling and deeply troubling. The report quotes Miranda Richmond, says that Dan Johnson assaulted her in the basement of his home in the early morning hours of January 1st, 2013. Johnson did not respond to a telephone call seeking comment yesterday. Leaders of the state Republican and Democrat parties have also called for Johnson to resign. Republican Governor Matt Bevins said he's not seen the report and wanted to wait until he gets some facts before commenting. The Associated Press does not generally identify alleged sexual assault victims, but is doing so because Richmond has gone public. And a charred oak barrel can only be used once to create bourbon whiskey, but some of Kentucky's craft brewers are proving that used barrels can be put to good use. These brewers are partnering with Willett Distillery for a barrel reuse program. 25 brewers gathered at the Bardstown Distillery yesterday to collect used barrels for a special barrel-aged beer showcase to be released next summer. The brewers say beer and bourbon fans will be able to sample the barrel-aged beers at the Kentucky Craft Bash on June 23rd at Louisville's Waterfront Parks Festival Plaza. The event will feature 35 Kentucky breweries highlighting more than 90 different beers. Willett Master Distiller Drew Colvinson says used bourbon barrels are sought after, aging everything from scotch to pancake syrup to soy sauce. It's 6:24 a.m. on this Tuesday morning, 39 degrees.
The Glasgow EPB is on Facebook and Twitter. Be the first to know when the EPB makes improvements such as new channels or new services. Wondering what's going on during an outage? The EPB provides constantly updated information that you can receive via Twitter on your cell phone. Plus, learn great new tips to lower your bill. On Facebook, just search for Glasgow Electric Plant Board and click the like button at the top right. On Twitter, search for the Glasgow EPB, then follow us and have updates linked to your cell phone. The Glasgow EPB, bringing you the future fast.
Hello. That'll be $349.07. Sir, I can't take that, and that's only about $120 anyway.
But the Magic Man pays 3 times face value at Glasgow Coin and Jewelry. Watch this. We can make that happen.
Top dollar guaranteed.
Not to be.
From the Kentucky News Network, I'm Ed Huckleberry. Governor Bevin acknowledges for the first time that he might not call a special session of the General Assembly to overhaul one of the nation's worst-funded public pension systems.
Bevin has said repeatedly he would call a special session of the state legislature before the end of the year to address the pension issue. But his proposal has received significant opposition from state employees and several lawmakers. On Monday, Bevin told reporters there is still a chance he could call the legislature back to Frankfort next week.
The key to understand is this: there's nothing magical about getting it done on a particular date or in a particular month, or whether it's in a special session or not.
He said lawmakers could take up the issue during the session scheduled to begin January 2nd. I'm Suzanne Duval.
The Republican Party of Kentucky is calling on a GOP lawmaker to resign his seat in the state house on accusations he molested a teenage girl. A report by the Kentucky Center for Investigative Reporting says State Representative Dan Johnson of Bullock County is the target of a Louisville police investigation into the allegations made by a 17-year-old girl. She says it happened in the basement of Johnson's home while she was sleeping over with a friend. It happened in the early morning hours, New Year's Day, 2013. A Lexington institution for University of Kentucky students is closing its doors. After more than 65 years in business, Kennedy Bookstore is shutting down. Store manager Carol Baer tells WKYT that sales have been falling, and she knows why. Online sales.
It used to be 2 bookstores. We sold a majority of the books. And now with internet, it's, everywhere. And really the same with clothing.
The last day of business for Kennedy Bookstore, December 22nd. I'm Ed Huckleberry.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
BR Tire. We're always on call and we answer the call. We know that's what keeps our loyal customers coming back season after season, year after year. With so many vying for your business, improving our service is not just a good practice, it's a necessity. From our easy-to-navigate website to our easy-to-deal-with service department, we work hard to make it easy for you to choose us. No one keeps you rolling like BR Tire on Lovers Lane in Bowling Green and West Main Street in Glasgow.
Nothing comes before coffee.
How can I help you, gentlemen?
That's why we're introducing a whole new line of espresso drinks from McCafe. Nothing comes before coffee.
How can I help you, gentlemen?
That's why we're introducing a whole new line of espresso drinks from McCafe.
Legendary Do-It Center is Glasgow's only locally owned hardware store.
Loved one, or if you're thinking about a pre-need monument, they're here to make the process as stress-free as possible. With plenty of examples and a multitude of custom options, South Central Kentucky Monuments has the ability to offer you exactly what you want or help steer you in the right direction based on your preferences. Let my friends David, Jerry, and Adam Jesse provide the service and craftsmanship you deserve. To learn more, visit SouthCentralKYMonuments.com.
Local news time from WCLU is 6:28. We have 39 degrees. In area funeral announcements this hour, Oline Bartley Matthews, age 88, of Glasgow, died Sunday at Highland Ridge Assisted Living. The Summershade native was a homemaker and for several years was a seamstress for Biggers Interiors in Glasgow. She was a member of the Union No. 2 Missionary Baptist Church. Survivors include 4 daughters: Judy Glass of Glasgow, Joe Fields of Mount Washington, Jackie Clemens and husband Tony of Glasgow, and Jean Crow and husband Follis of Glasgow. 9 grandchildren: Lori Fields Ward, Brad Fields and wife Shelley, Angie Glass Bishop, Andrea Glass Haynes and husband Corey, Matt Clemens and wife Jackie, Spencer Clemens and wife Jennifer, Lindsay Crow Ozier and husband John, Haley Crow and Bree Crow, 1 brother, Turner Bartley and wife Joanne of Summershade, and 1 sister-in-law, Donita Bartley of Summershade. 18 great-grandchildren and 6 great-great-grandchildren also survive. Funeral services for Olene Bartley Matthews will be Wednesday at 11 a.m. at the A.F. Crow & Son Funeral Home. Burials to be in the Glasgow Municipal Cemetery. Visitation will be today from 2 until 8 and Wednesday morning until time for service. Alternate expressions of sympathy may be made to assist juvenile diabetes research and can be made to the JDRF of Louisville. Luther Rednara Jr., age 81 of Cave City, died Saturday at his daughter's home in Horse Cave. He was a Barron County native, a widower of Aline Riddle Rednara, a farmer, a beekeeper, and a former police officer and deputy jailer. Survivors include a daughter, Deborah Pettigo of Horse Cave, and a sister-in-law, Charlene Eisen of Hope, Indiana. Funeral services for Luther Rednara Jr. will be Friday at 1 o'clock at the Bob Hunt Funeral Chapel in Cave City. Burial will be in the Cave City Cemetery. Visitation begins Thursday afternoon at 3 p.m. at the Bob Hunt Funeral Home. Bradford Earl Fields passed away Sunday at Franklin Simpson Nursing and Rehab Center in Franklin. He was a farmer by occupation and a member of the Red Lick United Methodist Church. Earl was the son of the late Dewey and Leo Jesse Fields. He is survived by a sister, Mary Helen Gazaway of Edmonton. Graveside services for Bradford Earl Fields will be at 11 o'clock Thursday at the New Liberty Cemetery. Visitation will be Wednesday from 2 until 7 at Butler Funeral Home. Royce B. Emmert, age 78 of Tompkinsville, died Sunday. He was a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. He worked in construction and as a farmer throughout his life. He served in the National Guard. Royce is survived by his wife, Sue Emmert, a daughter, Lindsay Pursley, and husband, Quentin, of Owensboro. 4 sons, Lonnie Royce Emmert and wife Tanya L. of Tompkinsville, Michael Kevin Emmert and wife Carolyn of Weatherford, Texas, Kent Emmert and wife Annette of Owensboro, and Stephen Doyle Emmert and wife Tina of Tompkinsville. 3 sisters, Margie Burge of Glasgow, Maydeen Brady and husband Kenny of Gallatin, Tennessee, and Kathy Emmert of Tompkinsville. 1 brother, Jerry Emmert and wife Jean of Tompkinsville. 15 grandchildren and 7 great-grandchildren also survive. Services for Royce B. Emmert will be Thursday at 1 o'clock at Yoakley Tribble Funeral Home. Burial in the Monroe County Memorial Lawn. Visitation begins Wednesday at 3 p.m. and continues Thursday morning until time for services. Paul David Puckett, age 78 of Hardyville, died Saturday in Louisville. He was retired from Southern States and is survived by 3 daughters, Jackie Ferris and husband Mike of Indiana, Marilyn Estep of Bloomington, Indiana, and Paula Puckett of Hardyville. 1 son, Brian Puckett of Bloomfield, Indiana. 1 sister, Betty Gilliland of Bloomington, Indiana. 2 brothers, Douglas Puckett of North Dakota and Milton Puckett of Bloomington. 5 grandchildren and 2 great-grandchildren. Services for Paul David Puckett will be at 1 o'clock Thursday at the Brooks Funeral Home. Interment is to be in the Munfordville Municipal Cemetery. Visitation begins at 10 o'clock Thursday morning at Brooks Funeral Home. Stanley Arnold Kingry, age 64 of Glasgow, died suddenly at his residence on Friday. He was a retired machinist and a veteran of Vietnam. He is survived by a son, Stanley Jason Kingry, and wife Crystal Deanna Kingry. 2 grandchildren, Stanley Ryan Kingry and Alexandria Lynn Kingry. 4 brothers, Wilbur, Darrell, Jerry, and Gary Kingry. 3 sisters, Joan Bennett, Bonnie Lyon, and Jennifer Kingry. Service for Stanley Arnold Kingry will be at 11 o'clock on Wednesday morning at Hatcher and Sadler Funeral Home. Burial in the Glasgow Municipal Cemetery. Visitation begins at 11 o'clock today. James Ray Miller, age 75 of Canmer, died Monday. He was a retired welder and is survived by his wife, Sandra Bell Miller. 2 daughters, Kimberly Miller of Florida and Kelly Buchart of Louisville. 2 brothers, Michael and Kent Miller. 2 sisters, Kathy Self and Christine Hawkins, and a grandson, Matthew Miller. No services are scheduled for James Ray Miller. The family chose cremation, and the Seagull Funeral Home is assisting the family with those arrangements. Carol Richard Taylor, age 71 of Munfordville, died Sunday morning at Signature Healthcare of Horse Cave. Carol is survived by 3 brothers, Michael and George Taylor, both of Munfordville, and Floyd Taylor of Upton. 2 sisters, Mary Lou Smith and Marquita Clark of Munfordville. No services are scheduled for Carol Richard Taylor. The family chose cremation. The Seago Funeral Home is assisting the family with those arrangements. Royal William Billy Mansfield, age 78, of Smiths Grove, died Saturday at the medical center. He was in retail merchandising, a member and deacon and trustee of the Forest Park Baptist Church. His survivors include his wife, Jo Serena Mansfield, his daughter, Kimberly Kim Zetterstrom, 3 grandchildren, William Brian Hochstedler, Erica Hochstedler, and Jessica Zetterstrom, and a great-granddaughter, Chloe. 2 brothers, Joe Mansfield and Roy Atkinson, special nephew, Kelly Joe Mansfield, 2 brothers-in-law, Eddie Wright and Lynn Wright, 2 sisters-in-law, Linda Sue Johnson and Mary Ellen Clark. Services for Royal William Billy Mansfield will be at 11 o'clock Wednesday at Hardy & Sons Smiths Grove Chapel. Burial in the Smiths Grove Cemetery. Visitation begins today at 3 p.m. Family request donations can be made to the BGWC Humane Society or to the Forest Park Baptist Church. Services for Albert Richard Strange, age 18, of Pekin, Illinois, who was killed in action in 1943 while in the U.S. Marine Corps, will be at 12 noon tomorrow at the Bob Hunt Funeral Chapel. Full military services will be held at the Cave City Cemetery immediately following the service. Visitation with the family begins at 11 o'clock tomorrow at the funeral home. Service for Bobby Allen Barnett, age 77, of Summershade, will be Wednesday at 11 o'clock at the Butler Funeral Home. Burial to be in the Pleasant Hill Cemetery. Visitation begins tonight at 5 p.m. Memorial services for Hubert Harold Campbell, Jr., age 79, of Glasgow, will be at 11 o'clock Thursday at the First Christian Church of Glasgow. Visitation after 10 o'clock Thursday at the church. Arrangements entrusted to the Hatcher and Sadler Funeral Home. Graveside services for Mary Frances Foster, age 93, of Glasgow, will be this morning at 11 o'clock at the Glasgow Municipal Cemetery under the direction of the Hatcher and Sadler Funeral Home. Funeral services for L.E. Cowboy Clark, age 78, of Summershade, will be today at 1 o'clock at McMurtry Funeral Home. Burial will follow in the Union No. 2 Cemetery. Obituary information is available 24 hours a day, free, at WCLUradio.com. No login is necessary.
And that means a lot to me. Lessonberry's has been in business for over 100 years. I walk in the store, they know who I am, and I get the help that I need. For me, Lessonberry's is the easiest place for me to shop, simply because it's a local, family-owned business, and I feel comfortable when I'm there. And I'm glad there's still a place like that in Glasgow I can go to.
Come see Jeff's Country Florist in Haywood today.
News time for WCLU is 6:38, and we have 37 degrees. Let's turn to local sports. High school basketball last night. First of all, in boys action, Warren Central down the Glasgow Scotties by 72-49. It was Russell County over Medcalf County, 86-57. Girls action last night, Glasgow down Bardstown, 42-34. It was Taylor County over Caverna, 52-37. Russell County over Medcalf County, 73-57, and Warren East 40, Franklin Simpson 27. High school basketball tonight. The Glasgow boys welcome Pulaski Southwestern to Scotty Gym for a JV varsity doubleheader. Begins at 5:30. Joe, Larry, and Bruce on the air for live coverage of the varsity contest. About 6:45 on 1490 WCLU and online at playwclu.com. Of the boys' games, Edmonson County entertains LaRue County. Warren Central is at home against Logan County, and South Warren plays at Todd Central. Girls' games tonight, Edmonson County goes to Franklin Simpson. Warren Central travels to Butler County, and South Warren welcomes Owensboro Apollo. In girl-boy doubleheaders tonight, Barron County hosts Caverna. Allen County Scottsville plays at Warren East. Monroe County entertains Russell County. Hart County visits Medcalf County, and Bowling Green goes to Greenwood. And that's a check of local sports.
Hi, I'm Kim Thomas, and on behalf Pit Spirits, our #1 priority is responsibility. Number 2 and number 3 are our great service and our huge selection. So if you do drink alcohol, we want you to do so responsibly. Get the service you deserve in our store or in our convenient drive-thru window. You can even call ahead at 678-BEER and we'll have it ready for you. We built our store from the ground up to ensure the largest selection and variety. But if we don't have what you're looking for, let us know. We appreciate your business here at Fire Pit Spirits in Glasgow.
TJ Regional Health offers a vast array of medical services in our community. The TJ Health Pavilion is home to over 35 family and specialty physicians, outpatient services center, the TJ Urgent Care, and the TJ Pavilion Pharmacy. The TJ Health Cave City Clinic is a walk-in medical care facility providing care 7 days a week with no appointment necessary. Stop by and visit one of our locations today.
Clock at WCLU.
The other part of
we
this,
are jumping out of the rack here and trying to keep up with the wind because it is breezy. And the one thing the wind is doing is lowering the temperature because I think when I first checked in this morning, it was 41 degrees. And the wind was blowing out of the northwest at 20 miles an hour as far as gusts go. Well, guess what? Now we're down to 37 degrees. What's going on, Ray?
Colder air on the move. That colder air settling in today. Morning values may not reflect afternoon values and may not reflect the low temperatures for the day. Actually milder this morning than this afternoon. Probably going to end up in the mid-30s at one point here. Clouds this morning, maybe a flurry. Otherwise, sunshine developing quickly. Clear tonight, 21, so colder by 20 degrees. Sunshine, a few clouds tomorrow. A breeze and chilly 47. Then a mix of clouds and sunshine in the upper 30s come in on Thursday. Friday, clouds give way to sunshine, low 40s back into the 50s, with a chance of rain by the tail end of the weekend. I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic from the Weather Channel on WCLU, your home for local.
Thank you, Ray. Let's look at our current conditions. Well, actually, let me tell you about the wind. That's the one that will catch you off guard. You will notice the wind blowing pretty steady out there this morning. Out of the northwest at 12 miles an hour. We've seen some gusts up to 20 miles an hour this morning. Humidity is at 80%. Barometer's at 29.91. And as far as precipitation goes, just a few little sprinkles in the overnight hours. Actually saw flurries on the radar screen over around, actually between Clarksville, Tennessee, up north and Hoptown this morning. But it's just kind of like, it's like, well, what do we do with this? It's sort of sprinkling on the car fender, and you just know that there's potential out there. 37 degrees, 642 at WCLU.
Who will be the future face of Pedigo Lessenberry? Through expert analysis, we've confirmed their potential. With intense training, we've prepared them for any occurrence. We've taken their strengths and made them stronger. Now it's time to see what they're made of. Presenting the future face of ISU Pedigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Hello, I'm Jared Pursley.
And I'm Daniel Bird.
And we're more than prepared to serve you here at ISU Pedigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Growing with a proud community since 1902.
At PBI Bank, we pride ourselves on providing great customer service with a hometown feel. We invite you to come in and meet our friendly staff who can help you apply for a mortgage, apply for an ag loan.
You have 1 hour. That's it. You and your group must escape. Find clues, solve the puzzle, and escape the room on time. It's the coolest new attraction at Ralphie's Fun Center, Superhero Adventures Escape Room. And you get to be the superhero. Test your powers and have fun doing it. You can book your party for the Superhero Adventures Escape Room at Ralphie's Fun Center by going online to ralphiesfuncenter.com. That's ralphiesfuncenter.com or call 629-GAME. Will you be the next superhero?
Good question. I think it's a possibility. Let's talk about the birthdays and anniversaries that we know about so far here today. And in fact, I just learned about Edith Fowler. That's Edith Fowler, who is turning 14 years old today. We've got Jacob Wilson, who is 8. Dante Oates is 16 today. Rita Felkins is having her 55th birthday today. We also have Mike Fogel. Karen Upchurch is celebrating. It is the birthday today of Buddy Lyle. Johnny Bowles is celebrating a birthday today. And I've got one anniversary couple. I just got to find where I put that anniversary couple because I'm, once again, shoveling a lot of paperwork around here today. The anniversary is Mark and Kathy Decker. I believe it's the second anniversary for Mark and Kathy Decker today. And also we have Kathy Pettigo having a birthday today, too. We are up to date, 651-9149-800-956-1023, online here at WCLUradio.com. Coming right back, we'll be archiving.
Who will be the future face of Pettigo Lessenberry? Through expert analysis, we've confirmed their potential. With intense training, we've prepared them for any occurrence. We've taken their strengths and made them stronger. Now it's time to see what they're made of. Presenting the future face of ISU Pettigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Hello, I'm Jared Persley.
And I'm Daniel Bird.
And we're more than prepared to serve you here at ISU Pettigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Growing with a proud community since 1902.
At PBI Bank, we pride ourselves on providing great customer service with a hometown feel. We invite you to come in and meet our friendly staff who can help you apply for a mortgage, apply for an ag loan, open an account, or help with any other banking service. Trust PBI Bank to be your banking partner for personal or business accounts. Come visit or call us today. We are a Kentucky-based community bank serving the Commonwealth for more than a century. Stop in or visit online at pbibank.com to learn more about what we can offer you.
Hi, I'm Fred Parrish here at Parrish Carpet in Glasgow, Kentucky. My parents started this business over 50 years ago, so we know flooring here at Parrish Carpet. We have a large showroom and a big selection in stock. We do custom binding and we do free estimates. We've served a lot of people in the 50+ years, and we'd like to thank each and every one of you. So if you have a flooring need, come see us at Parrish Carpet.
Glasgow Prescription Center is the culmination of my husband's professional career. When he took over GPC, he didn't want to be just good. He'd already done that. He wanted to be great. And I think his patients would agree that he's done just that. Could he get by with a smaller staff? Sure. The gift shop, the flower shop, delivery people, a brand new facility, none of those things are required to have a pharmacy, but that's why it's not just a good pharmacy, it's a great one. I'm really excited to see what Robert is going to do next because I know he's going to.
Here on the archives on WCLU. But first, let me, let's see. Let me back up here. I need to straighten out a name right here. It is Eden Fowler. Eden Fowler. I can't believe that Miss Eden is 14 today, but it's Eden Fowler with her 14th birthday today. Now, let's roll right into the archives here this morning. Joseph A. Wade Industrial Hardware Services and Tony Hogan Health Clinic, our sponsors of the archives today, and we're going to review some interesting facts in history just in a second.
15,000 inventory items, custom brake hoses while you wait, cylinder repair. Is there anything Joseph A. Wade can't do? Well, one thing's for sure, Joseph A. Wade Incorporated serves a large community of people who believe there's no job they can't do, and that's the same attitude Joseph A. Wade has in their line of work. So for the smallest screws, Allen wrenches, or drill bits, or even a 5-stage hydraulic cylinder measuring 25 feet in length, Joseph A. Wade's motto, no problem. Joseph A. Wade Incorporated, 311 Industrial Drive, Glasgow.
Wow! Can you believe Christmas is here? It's the magical time of year we all look forward to with twinkling lights, beautiful decorations, and the celebration of the very first Christmas. From my family at Tony Hogan Health Clinic to your family, we wish you wonderful blessings this Christmas season and the happiest new year.
A local radio service of Royce Radio Incorporated, WCLU FM, Munfordville, Glasgow. We're Light 102.3.
All right, we're into the archives right here. Angela, I got some important stuff we need to talk about at the onset of the program here, all right?
All right.
Now, today, our special Good as Gold person of the day that we are patting on the back today is Miss Mary B. Jones.
Okay.
Now, Miss Mary B. Jones today is retiring from the Cultural Center. She's been volunteering at the Cultural Center since 2001.
Can she do that?
What, can she retire?
Yeah.
Sure she can.
Uh-oh.
But let me tell you what, she has been absolutely wonderful to work with. Miss Mary has been one of the researcher archivists that looks up and digs out and puts together parts of this program.
Looks like Ray Greenberg going to step it up, isn't
Well, I mean, the thing is, you can't replace Miss Mary.
Oh, absolutely
Just
not.
going to have to fill in around the blanks.
There you go.
So we're patting her on the back today, and we need to let her know that she is indeed as good as gold. From our friends here at WCLU, and, of course, a little taste of Texas. So we'll look forward to keeping up with Miss Mary Jones as she retires from the Cultural Center, but, boy, she's made a difference.
Oh, yes.
And let's see, the other thing I was going to tell you about here is, yesterday we were talking about the inauguration of Louis Nunn, and I heard from Sam Terry that I'd given it was the wrong governor. He's the 52nd governor.
Uh-oh.
But also, just as a piece of FYI interesting, in this edition of the Barron County Progress, Sam has put together a big full-page presentation of actually it's about the inauguration 50 years ago in the latest Barron County Progress. He told me he's lucked into some pictures that have never before seen.
Sam Terry does the cool stuff.
I know, and the thing is, this is the some information that he had gotten where a newspaper, the Kentucky Post, donated a bunch of their photos to the Kenton County Public Library, and they're cataloging those and posting them in an online database. And they were happy to let Sam use those photos. So what we have here is, a 50 years ago celebration of our native son Louis Nunn and his inauguration. So pick up a copy of that before they run out at the newsstands.
Absolutely.
All right. So that's our archive sidebars this morning. Now we're going to jump in with both feet into the archives themselves.
Okay.
It was 100 years ago this day that Mr. Alanson Caldwell left for Dayton, Ohio, where he will be examined for entrance into the famous aviation school of the Wright brothers at that place. It is Mr. Caldwell's intention to go immediately into active training if he qualifies, and Mrs. Caldwell will accompany him. So, if you want to fly this new thing, a plane, first thing you got to be examined.
Right.
And I'm sure they were pretty picky about that. So Mr. Caldwell and Ms. Caldwell went up there to Dayton, Ohio, aviation capital of the country. And I hope we get to find out if Mr. Caldwell passed inspection.
I'm sure he did.
Maybe flew over his hometown.
There you go.
This story right here is intriguing, too. You think about the way we were and where we've come from.
Okay.
This is the headline in the Republican in 1927 reads, "The OK Shop installs a new water heater." Doesn't sound like a big news story, but listen to this. To better serve the increasing demand of patrons, the OK Barbershop has installed a modern water heating plant for the bath department of the shop. This means that the patrons are served with hot water now instead of the customary polite, quote, "You'll have to wait a few minutes, please."
There you go.
That's right. Nothing worse than cold water when you're expecting hot.
Ain't that it?
And so the OK Barbershop, they were trudging forward here. So, hey, we've got a modern hot water heater. Come on down for a bath.
There you go.
This story right here, and I meant to do some research on this, but I'm going to hang it out there, okay?
Okay.
Do you remember last week, I guess it was, we had it was the 100th birthday of Ms. Chlorine Lawson?
Right.
You remember that?
Yes.
Well, this is in the 1937 archives. 1937, this day, the marriage of Miss Chlorine Jones and Mr. Robert Lawson, both of the Nobob section, was solemnized last Thursday, Thanksgiving Day, at the home of Brother G.T. Piper near Heistville.
Well.
The bride is the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Leonard Jones, and the groom is the son of Mr. and Miss George Lawson, and they were accompanied by Miss Ruby Jones and Mr. Carl Reagan. Remember when that was a lot more prevalent back in the day when somebody would stand up with somebody else. You gonna get married? Yeah, well, you stand up with me, sure.
Right.
Mr. and Ms. Lawson are at present residing at the home of the groom's parents, but will soon move to a farm near Keno. So what we have here is, it's just interesting that Ms. Chlorine Lawson just celebrated her 100th birthday, and today she is celebrating her wedding anniversary with her late husband, Mr. Robert Lawson. So you see, it's a small world.
Oh, yes.
And interesting indeed. Let's move to 1947. This was the day that Thomas Butler succeeded his brother, Senator Wendell Butler, as the superintendent of Metcalfe County Schools. It was a Butler sort of a thing. And so Thomas came in and succeeded Wendell in 1947. All right, let's go to 1957.
Okay.
This was an interesting, interesting day in the history of one of our strong local institutions, financial institutions. Employees and officers of the New Farmers National Bank with their families held their annual Christmas dinner Monday evening at Jolly's Restaurant at Cave City. Now, the occasion preceded the 25th anniversary of the bank, which was on the 17th. The bank instituted the presentation of service pins to employees of 5 years or more. Now, Mrs. Alice Jewell, who will leave the bank on January the 1st after more than 10 years, was presented with a going-away gift on behalf of employees by L. Felix Murray.
Right.
Mrs. Jewell will assist her husband, J.P. Jewell, in the sheriff's office when he takes over on January the 6th. So, you know, we've got lots of the dedication of young couples here. Like we had the woman that went up there for the guy's examination to get in the Wright Brothers training school. Here we have Miss Alice Jewell helping her husband, the new sheriff of Barron County, going to go to work there.
There you go.
A couple of things here. When Jolly's Restaurant is ever mentioned in Cave City, that's the first, it's one of those things, that's the first steak I ever had in my life was at Jolly's Restaurant, and I was immediately hooked.
Really?
Because they knew how to sear them for sure.
They are good, or they were good.
Yeah, and then the other thing is Mr. J.P. Jewell, I've never heard him called that. His name, the time that I knew him, was Tubby Jewell. Sheriff Tubby Jewell, and his wife, Miss Alice, who was certainly a very, very nice lady. Okay, that was 1957. Got sidebars everywhere going. So here we go in 1967. Mr. Robert M. Buddy Alexander this day was announced to serve as the Barron County chairman of the 1968 Heart Fund Drive. And you know that Buddy did a good job with that back in 1968 because he was, he was going to get the job done if he was asked to do it. Okay, let's go to 1977. In history this day, Joe Bryant was honored by Tompkinsville. Joe was a place kicker for the University of Kentucky football team, which went 10-1 this past season. That's a pretty big honor, you know, to play on a football team at the University of Kentucky, particularly when they had a really good season.
For sure.
And you know that a good place kicker can make quite the difference in that. That was from 1977. 1987, we got some more banking news here. This day in 1987, Owen Lambert and Sandra Ross have been promoted to vice president at New Farmers National Bank.
What?
In 1987, it was reported.
Owen was the VP in 87.
That's right. And Miss Sandra Ross as well. 1997 this day, wait a minute here, I got the wrong story right here.
That's okay.
I got as Bob Seeger said, turn the page.
Yeah.
This day in 1997, schools closed early and slick roads gave motorists problems as an early season snow hits the area. Of course, the thing is, it's become so prevalent that we don't think of this as being an early season snow anymore because it snows earlier.
Right.
But back in 1997, they saw it as something that was pretty weird. All right, so now let's move to 2007. This story today talks about Megan Bailey. And one more thing I didn't look up. Megan Bailey has been named the recipient of the Garland Baston Memorial Nail Scholarship Award.
Well.
That's Naile. And I apologize for not digging around to understand what NAIL stands for, but I'll get busy on that.
Okay.
I'm just, I'm admitting my faults.
That's all right.
I'm going to get them all out in the first hour.
There you go.
But nonetheless, that's what we have in the archives today. 100 years worth of very interesting things.
Right.
The way we were, hot water at the barbershop,
Yeah, that
bath.
finally.
I don't know. I have to learn more about this taking a bath at the barbershop thing.
I guess it would depend on what barbershop you go to. Whether
That's
you
right.
Take a bath.
That's right. But one advantage is hot water.
Yeah, that might definitely impact your decision.
That's right. So it's always fun, and again, we appreciate the archivists, and we just got to say a big thank you as we pat Miss Mary Jones on the back today.
For sure.
And it's certainly one that we have been proud to have been associated with Mary and all of her work. We'll do some archives tomorrow. Come on back. Thanks for the sponsorship of Joseph A. Wade Industrial Hardware Services and the Tony Hogan Health Clinic.
When God
Put his heart into it.
Everyone wants to know when McRib will be back, including Jamie, who shared that you must answer its call.
Jamie, McRib is back. You posted, and we answered.
McRib is back. Answer its call for a limited time, only at McDonald's. Nothing comes before coffee.
How can I help you, gentlemen?
That's why we're introducing a whole new line of espresso drinks from McCafe.
Do you drop your change in the bottom of your purse? Did you know that loose change could help someone struggling to pay their electric bill? The Glasgow EPB has partnered with Community Relief for a new Roundup program. By agreeing to have your EPB bill rounded to the next highest dollar, the change will be provided to Community Relief to help the less fortunate here in our community. Your spare pennies can make a huge difference for those struggling to pay for their vital electricity. If you're interested in the program, please call the
Who are listening, help us complete the story. Gary Tillman. Gary Tillman is on the phone with me here this morning. Gary, I wasn't sure what the acronym NAIL was, but with your background, your history, you know that one, don't you?
Yeah, buddy, that's one that we attend every year since it started back in the early 70s. So it's a great event.
So that NAIL stands for?
The North American International Livestock Exposition, and it's held in Louisville, Kentucky in the middle part of November.
Wow. And that's been going along on now, looks like, for a pretty good while, hasn't it?
Oh, yeah, it's been going on since about 1971 or 2, I believe it was. But it's a great event. People from all over the world come in there. All livestock is exhibited from all over the world, so it's a great event. It's a big event, obviously, and the good part about it is it's held at Louisville here in Kentucky.
Yeah,
probably one of the best places in the world to have something like that.
Well, I'm just tickled to death that you called in to take care of that for us, so we can give proper credit to Megan Bailey for that. And Gary, it's always good to hear from you. You are a sharp fella, always, particularly when we get into the ag business, And
I don't know about that, but I know the nail, we call it that all the time, but if you're not in that role, you wouldn't know what that nail was, so I just kind of wanted to make sure everybody understood what it was this morning.
Thank you, Gary, and please call back again when you can straighten this out, all right?
You do a great job.
Okay. Thank you, Gary. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Buddy.
Gary Tillman. Gary is, of course, former ag extension agent here and certainly very active in a lot of things agriculture. He helped us with that NAIL. Now let's get over here and check the weather forecast for today. Let's nail that down, shall we? South Central Bank brings you this forecast.
The best way to avoid holiday stress is with good planning. South Central Bank is ready to help you get started with their Christmas Club Savings Plan. You can open yours anytime throughout the year, and it pays a joyful 2.5% interest rate. The South Central Bank Christmas Club Savings allows you to deposit up to $100 per week for a maximum annual deposit of $5,200. Then a check will be mailed to you in mid-October. It's that simple and certainly not stressful. Get started at any South Central Bank office today. Member FDIC.
Cold front on the march, and that cold front means business and colder temperatures by tomorrow morning by about 20 degrees. We'll roll on through this morning with that colder air starting to work on in. Clouds will break up as we go through the day, becoming sunny, especially this afternoon, and temperatures into the mid-30s later with a northwest breeze around. Colder night tonight, 21. Sunshine, a few clouds Wednesday, a breeze out of the south-southwest, 47. Thursday, clouds and sunshine, colder again, upper 30s. Friday, clouds give way to sunshine, low 40s. And a 50-50 weekend. Highs in the 50s with a chance of rain on Sunday, but dry Saturday. I'm meteorologist Ray Stitchick, the Weather Channel on WCLU, your home for local.
Barometers at 29.91. The humidity is at 80%. The winds are out of the northwest at 12 miles an hour. No precip in the past 24 hours from the standpoint of measuring it, but there's some little sprinkles on the car hoods today from the passing clouds. Some of that downpour was, I guess, heavy enough to show up on the radar screen about an hour ago over around Fort Campbell, Hopkinsville, that area. But it's not something that's going to cause any kind of problems today. We are looking at 37 degrees at WCLU this morning. Weather brought to you by South Central Bank. 7:05, 37 degrees. We're coming right back to play trivia.
This is Melissa Landers with Colton.
518-341.
Lesenberry Do-It Center is Glasgow's only locally owned hardware store, and that means a lot to me. Lesenberry's has been in business for over 100 years. I walk in the store, they know who I am, and I get the help that I need. For me, Lesenberry's is the easiest place for me to shop, simply because it's a local family-owned business, and I feel comfortable when I'm there. And I'm glad there's still a place like that in Glasgow I can go to.
Who will be the future face of Pedigo Lesenberry? Through expert analysis, we've confirmed their potential. With intense training, we've prepared them for any occurrence. We've taken their strengths and made them stronger. Now it's time to see what they're made of. Presenting the future face of ISU Pedigo Lesenberry Insurance.
Hello, I'm Jared Persley.
And I'm Daniel Bird.
And we're more than prepared to serve you here at ISU Pedigo Lesenberry Insurance.
Growing with a proud community since 1902.
Hello.
That'll be $349.07. Sir, I can't take that, and that's only about $120 anyway.
But the Magic Man pays 3 times face value at Glasgow Coin and Jewelry. Watch this.
We can make that happen.
Top dollar guaranteed.
Not to be confused.
On the 8th day of Christmas, unique gifts gave to me 30. Do I have to say that? Okay, if I say that, then I'm leaving right now because I'm going to go do this for my wife. 30% off Vera Bradley. Today only, Tuesday, December the 12th. 30% off Vera Bradley today only. It's the 8th day of the 12 days of Christmas at Unique Gifts. You better get there before I do.
With Magic Mike.
At Fire Pit Spirits, our #1 priority is responsibility. Number 2 and number 3 are our great service and our huge selection. So if you do drink alcohol, we want you to do so responsibly. Get the service you deserve in our store or in our convenient drive-through window. You can even call ahead at 678-BEER and we'll have it ready for you. We built our store from the ground up to ensure the largest selection and variety. But if we don't have what you're looking for, let us know. We appreciate your business here at Fire Pit Spirits in Glasgow.
7:08 at WCLU. We just better jump in here and ask the trivia question before we get too far behind. We got to have a winner. That's right. Extreme Fitness says, come on and win.
Extreme Fitness members are there for the right reason.
I feel like if you're going to the gym, you are in the process of developing a better you. It's something you're always going to be wanting to do, and the gym gives you that to go in and crush your daily goal, but to always be developing a better you. I choose Extreme because of the family atmosphere. Everybody there knows you by name. You always see a friendly face, and that's why I choose Extreme.
So what can excellent facilities, dedicated staff, and a welcoming atmosphere do for you? Head to Extreme Fitness to find out.
All right, here we go with the trivia question. It's a toughie today, so let's just see how you do. 651-9149 or 800-956-1023. What was significant about the Social Security number that was issued to James Murray on December the 9th of 1936? What was significant about the Social Security number issued to James Murray on December the 9th of 1936? Who knows? Trivia. Whoops. Trivia.
1 million.
That's right. Who's this speaking?
This is Terry Jackson.
Terry, how you doing?
I'm doing great, Henry.
Now, you're a smart guy, you know, Terry.
I'm not so sure about that.
Well, I mean, you know, some folks will attest that. This guy, James Murray, was the 1 millionth Social Security number handed out. But there's the rest of the story. Do you know the rest of the story?
I have no idea.
Well, anyway, this James Murray fellow worked at a place in New York called Bogle Motor Company. And so they went down to find him, and they had all these Social Security executives and government executives there to congratulate James Murray on being the 1 millionth recipient of a Social Security number. And they asked him a bunch of questions, like tell us about, you filled out your application, you did this. And this James Murray missed every one of the questions. And they were freaking out because they had figured out this guy was from Bogle Motor Company, James Murray, the 1 millionth Social Security card. They got him. However, obviously this guy was not that James Murray. Believe it or not, somebody remembered that James Murray was also the name of a painter who painted at Bogle Motor Company sometime in the past. And it was that James Murray who got the 1 millionth card. But the other James Murray, I'm sure, was disappointed when all the hoopla really wasn't intended for him.
Well, there's been a whole lot of them, several million since then.
That's exactly right. I don't know what number I am, but I know that it's a necessary thing to have and keep up with. But this fellow, James Murray, he was... Imagine how embarrassed he was. Tell me where you're from. Well, I grew up... Well, no, that's not what it says here,
Well, that's one thing that distinguishes all of us, and we've all got a different Social Security number.
That's right.
Sure.
So it's a little bit ironic, wasn't it?
It was.
Right. And this was a listener submitted question. Sam Small did the research on this. He's intrigued by a lot of historical things, and he shares those with us from time to time.
Well, I am too, and I just happened to guess that one though.
Yeah, you did good. We got a lot of good guessers on here this week, which is okay. That is allowed.
Well, that's
Terry.
the way I am.
Okay. Come by. We got a card for you. You can take to Extreme and just check out some of the new things they have, okay?
I sure will. Before you get away, Henry, I might say something about Jolly's Restaurant, too.
Okay, go ahead.
In 1963, the all-conference football team, 8-man football team, went there for their presentations, and my first adventure into shrimp cocktails, and I can still eat a barrel of them today.
Well, that shows how pioneering Jolly's Restaurant was there, Terry.
Oh yeah, I enjoyed them.
Shrimp cocktails. See, for me, I remember at the steak, I was looking at it like, what is this? How do you eat this? And boy, the first bite, I didn't care. I could pick it up with both hands and eat it if I needed to.
Well, it's a new experience, and
that's right.
I always enjoy those.
So we'll have to get the Jolly special going. It's a steak and shrimp cocktail.
That's great.
Okay. See you, Terry. Thanks a lot. Congratulations on winning trivia today.
Thank you very much.
See you. Bye-bye. Terry Jackson, that's right. It's Mr. James Murray of New York, I think Brooklyn, New York. Bogle Motor Company had a James Murray working there. Actually, they didn't realize it. They had two James Murrays working there. We'll find out more tomorrow. You join us on Trivia.
CBS News Update. Chance of no more at a rally for Doug Jones, hoping to beat Roy Moore to become the first Democrat elected to the Senate from Alabama since 1992.
This election is going to be one of the most significant in our state's history in a long, long time.
It pits Jones against the Republican Moore, who's been plagued by sexual misconduct allegations. CBS's Steve Futterman is in Montgomery.
I spoke to a husband and wife couple at the final Roy Moore rally. They said they don't know for sure if the allegations are true. Even if they are true, though, they said they would still vote for Roy Moore. The most important thing, the couple said, is for the seat to remain in Republican hands.
Alabama political columnist Steve Flowers.
This is a very, very right-wing state.
if Moore loses, that will be a bad omen for Donald Trump.
President Trump has endorsed Moore. The polls open in an hour and a half. CBS News Update. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
Betty Turner of Glasgow.
At Fire Pit Spirits, our number one priority is responsibility. Number 2 and number 3 are our great service and our huge selection. So if you do drink alcohol, we want you to do so responsibly. Get the service you deserve in our store or in our convenient drive-thru window. You can even call ahead at 678-BEER and we'll have it ready for you. We built our store from the ground up to ensure the largest selection and variety. But if we don't have what you're looking for, let us know. We appreciate your business here at Fire Pit Spirits in Glasgow.
TJ Regional Health offers a vast array of medical services in our community. The TJ Health Pavilion is home to over 35 family and specialty physicians, outpatient services center, the TJ Urgent Care, and the TJ Pavilion Pharmacy. The TJ Health Cave City Clinic is a walk-in medical care facility providing care 7 days a week with no appointment necessary. Stop by and visit one of our locations today.
At PBI Bank, we pride ourselves on providing great customer service with a hometown feel. We invite you to come in and meet our friendly staff who can help you apply for a mortgage, apply for an ag loan, open an account, or help with any other banking service. Trust PBI Bank to be your banking partner for personal or business accounts. Come visit or call us today. We are a Kentucky-based community bank serving the Commonwealth for more than a century. Stop in or visit online at pbibank.com to learn more about what we can offer you.
Would you like to choose when you pay your electric bill? With EPB iPay, you can. iPay allows you to draft money into your electric account online or at our office. The myusage.com website lets you keep track of how much electricity you're using and lets you know your current balance. When your account's getting low, you can get reminders to add more money to your electric account by text or email. With iPay, there's no due date, no late fees. Sign up for iPay at the EPB office at 100 Mallory Drive.
W253BN Glasgow. Services of Royce Radio Incorporated.
It's windy out there this morning, 37 degrees. We've seen winds at 12 miles an hour, gusts to 20 at times. Be aware of that as you wrap up to head out this morning. We'll check in with Ray Stajic in a couple of minutes, but now let's go to the newsroom. Our next check of local news and news director, Angela Briggs. Good morning, Angela.
Good morning, Henry.
It'll be well. Be a nice Christmas gift.
That was Cave City Council member Denny Dole commenting on the Gilbert and Gilbert Accounting's report for the city's audit. They did receive a clean opinion, and they said that's the best opinion that you can get. The city's net position grew by over $125,000. When it comes to their capitalization policy, currently they got a threshold of $5,000 that was recommended to be increased to $2,000. Cave City Council also passed a first reading of an ordinance that will require the council to start meeting at 5 o'clock instead of 6 o'clock. However, they will still keep the same second Monday of the month. When it comes to the retail feasibility study, Councilmember Mike Couch has made the motion to move forward with that study, which will be an asset to anyone that wants to possibly locate a retail store in and around Cave City. The cost of that feasibility study, $3,500. At Glasgow's City Council meeting last night, Glasgow officer Stephen Fields was awarded the department's Lifesaver Award. On November the 9th, Officer Fields was dispatched to a report of a baby that wasn't breathing. Officer Fields was already in the area assisting a motorist and was able to arrive at the scene fairly quickly. He took control of the baby, cleared the airway, and kept the airway open until the ambulance and paramedics arrived, ultimately saving the baby's life. Officer Fields says in that moment, all you think about is just saving the baby.
I was the one that was closest to the emergency. You know, we've got a great group of dispatchers up there that keeps tabs on everybody. It was one of those crazy days in Glasgow where everybody was just running wide open, and I just happened to be the one that was there. You don't have time to think. There's a small child right there that's not breathing, that's blue, and your training kicks in and you just act. You don't have time to think about it.
Congratulations to Glasgow officer Stephen Fields as well as the Glasgow Police Department. Glasgow Mayor Dick Doty also swore in 2 new officers, Officer Trevor Morrison and Officer Elliot Taylor. Dennis Cheney with Barron River District Health Department approached the council about the needle exchange program. Said it must be approved by the fiscal court and at least one city within the area. He said the reason the needle exchange program even started in Kentucky was due to the increase of HIV cases in a small town called Austin, Indiana. Said the HIV numbers were skyrocketing due to IV drug use. Greg Harris asked if testing and counseling will be provided there on the site. Cheney said it absolutely would be. Gary Oliver asked if it would bring more drug use to Barron County. Cheney said he wasn't aware of any numbers that would show that. Freddie Norris asked if there would be any pushback from the medical field. Cheney said they haven't as of yet. Cheney said the goal of them talking to the city council is to allow them to make an informed, data-driven decision. He said they don't come at it from any other standpoint but a communicable disease spreading standpoint. Councilmember Chastity Lowry asked about funding. Will it have a negative impact on other services provided by the health department? Cheney said absolutely not. Currently, ASAP, or the Alliance for Substance Abuse Prevention's earmarked $1,000 to go toward the exchange should they approve it. It won't take funding away from any other program. Glasgow Mayor Dick Doty recommended that they forward this back to the Public Safety Committee. An ordinance sponsored by the Personnel Policy Committee and Councilmember Jake Dickinson was up next. It would require the city treasurer to attend all meetings of the city council. After being on hiatus for over a year, Dickinson said he called the meeting.
The Personnel Committee met, and you've heard me ask several financial questions that I didn't get quite a satisfactory answer to over the several months we've been serving together. Other members as well as myself admitted an inability to get through the budget. It's a difficult document to handle, and I think it's not much to ask that the treasurer be present to answer those questions.
Councilmember Patrick Gons had a couple questions.
I called the meeting for that purpose. I've asked too many questions about finances up here that went unanswered.
Right, but so you're saying for 14 months there was no need to have a meeting? And is this the only time that the question can be asked?
What question?
Any budgetary question, financial question.
No.
Can it only be asked during the confines of this meeting?
No. But I think it's mighty handy to have somebody here during the meeting.
I think we get paid a pretty good sum of money on an hourly basis. I can call any department head. I've not had anybody shut me down yet. So different ones. I've not met anybody in the city that I couldn't call that they weren't receptive to it.
Ultimately, Glasgow Mayor Dick Doty spoke up.
The other part of this that I would like to assume that the 12 of you all do work outside of this hour twice a month. I would like to think that when you receive that agenda that those items are reviewed, researched, discussed with constituents, a basic formulation of your opinion taking place prior to being here. But if we want to have a jack-in-the-box style decision made right here, then I guess we should have all city employees here to answer any questions that might come into our minds.
Ultimately, Councilmember Freddie Norris made the motion to table this issue. Norris also noted that he's on the Personnel Policy Committee and had no idea that they were holding a meeting. He did ask the mayor to look into why he wasn't notified. 7:22 a.m., 37 degrees.
I'm Jared.
Who will be the future face of Pettigo Lessenberry? Through expert analysis, we've confirmed their potential. With intense training, we've prepared them for any occurrence. We've taken their strengths and made them stronger. Now it's time to see what they're made of. Presenting the future face of ISU Pettigo Lessenberry Insurance.
Hello, I'm Jared Persley. And I'm Daniel Bird. And we're more than prepared to serve you here at ISU Pettigo Lessenberry Insurance, growing with a proud community since 1902.
Lessenberry Do-It Center is Glasgow's only locally owned hardware store, and that means a lot to me. Lessenberry's has been in business for over 100 years. I walk in the store, they know who I am, and I get the help that I need. For me, Lessenberry's is the easiest place for me to shop, simply because it's a local, family-owned business, and I feel comfortable when I'm there. And I'm glad there's still a place like that in Glasgow I can go to.
Everyone wants to know when McRib will be back, including Jamie, who shared that you must answer its call.
Jamie, McRib is back. You posted, and we answered.
McRib is back. Answer its call for a limited time, only at McDonald's.
nothing comes before coffee.
How can I help you, gentlemen?
That's why we're introducing a whole new line of espresso drinks from McCafe.
Merry Christmas.
In more local news, on Sunday afternoon, Sergeant James Roberts with the Cave City Police Department saw a black 05 Chevy Cobalt traveling south on Dixie Street with an inadequate silencer. Upon making a traffic stop on the vehicle and making contact with the driver, Sergeant Roberts said he could smell a strong odor of marijuana coming from inside the car. When asked about the odor, the driver said he'd smoked a joint about a half hour before he was stopped by police. After conducting standardized field sobriety test, Sergeant Roberts placed Johnny Nunn III of Cave City under arrest for operating a motor vehicle while under the influence, aggravating circumstances, failure to produce insurance card, operating on a suspended license, and inadequate silencer. He was lodged in the Barron County Detention Center. Kentucky's Republican governor has acknowledged for the first time he might not call a special session of the state legislature to overhaul one of the country's worst-funded public pension systems. Governor Bevin said repeatedly he would call a special session of the state legislature before the end of the year to address the pension issue, but his proposal has received significant opposition from state employees and even members of his own political party. Last week, 47 Republican House members signed a letter asking him not to call the special session this year. Monday, Bevin told reporter there's still a chance he could call him back into session to vote on the bill, but he said lawmakers could take up the issue during the session scheduled to begin on January the 2nd. And the Republican leadership of the Kentucky House of Representatives says a GOP lawmaker should resign after a woman accused him of sexually assaulting her back in 2013. A news release from the 4 GOP House leaders Monday called a report released earlier in the day by the Kentucky Center for Investigative Reporting compelling and deeply troubling. The report quotes Miranda Richmond as saying that Dan Johnson assaulted her in the basement of his house in the early morning hours of January 1st, 2013. Johnson did not respond to messages seeking comment on Monday. Leaders of the state Republican and Democrat parties have also called for Johnson to resign. Republican Governor Matt Bevin said he's not seen the report and wanted to wait until he gets some facts before commenting. And the Kentucky Autism Training Center at the University of Louisville is providing training to first responders. A statement from U of L says the center will teach police officers, firefighters, emergency medical services staff, and emergency dispatchers about the special needs of those on the autism spectrum during an emergency. More than 600 employees have already been through the training. Firefighters are expected to complete the training by the end of the year. Police officers are expected to complete training by 2018. Heidi Cooley-Cook, who's the family field training coordinator at the center, says it's crucial and urgent in situations for first responders to know how to best communicate with those on the autism spectrum. Louisville Metro Police Chief Steve Conrad says the training is a way to better serve the community. With WCLU Local News, I'm Angela Briggs at 7:27 a.m., 37 degrees.
Hello. That'll be $349.07. Sir, I can't take that, and that's only about $120 anyway.
But the Magic Man pays 3 times face value at Glasgow Coin and Jewelry. Watch this.
We can make that happen.
Top dollar guaranteed.
From the Kentucky News Network, I'm Ed Huckleberry. A Madison County worker is dead following a trench collapse Monday afternoon in Richmond. The accident happened when Lauren Richmond was caught in the collapse while working for a construction company that was developing some land along the eastern bypass. Crews on the scene used backhoes to dig, but Richmond was trapped in the trench, which was 14 feet deep and contained large pipes. The Republican Party of Kentucky is calling on a GOP state lawmaker to resign from office following a report that he was accused of molesting a teenage girl 4 years ago.
The Kentucky Center for Investigative Reporting found that State Representative Dan Johnson was accused of molesting a 17-year-old girl. Johnson was never charged, but the report says Louisville police have reopened the case. Johnson represents the 49th House District in Bullitt County. When he was running for office last year, the Republican Party asked him to drop out of the race after reports that he posted racist images on his Facebook page.
That's Paul Miles reporting. The flow of drugs in some southern Kentucky counties took a hit this past weekend. Indictments released late last week named 36 individuals on various drug and drug trafficking offenses. So far, 14 of the criminal indictments have been served in Logan County and surrounding areas. The mother of a Lexington high school basketball player files a lawsuit over her son's collapse and death during an open gym time. 15-year-old Star Efecho was a sophomore at Dunbar High School. He died in April after passing out in the locker room. The lawsuit says officials were negligent in getting the teen the prompt and necessary care he needed. And the number of people interested in becoming a state trooper is growing since dropping a requirement for a college degree. Applications have jumped. I'm Ed Huckleberry.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
Be confused with Magic Mike.
BR Tire. We're always on call and we answer the call. We know that's what keeps our loyal customers coming back season after season, year after year. With so many vying for your business, improving our service is not just a good practice, it's a necessity. From our easy-to-navigate website to our easy-to-deal-with service department, we work hard to make it easy for you to choose us. No one keeps you rolling like BR Tire on Lovers Lane in Bowling Green and West Main Street in Glasgow.
Hi, I'm Fred Parrish here at Parrish Carpet in Glasgow, Kentucky. My parents started this business over 50 years ago, so we know flooring here at Parrish Carpet. We have a large showroom and a big selection in stock. We do custom binding and we do free estimates. We've served a lot of people in the 50-plus years, and we'd like to thank each and every one of you. So if you have a flooring need, come see us at Parrish Carpet.
First of all, in boys action, Warren Central down the Glasgow Scotties by 72-49. It was Russell County over Medcalf County, 86-57. Girls action last night, Glasgow down Bardstown, 42-34. It was Taylor County over Caverna, 52-37. Russell County over Medcalf County, 73-57. And Warren East 40, Franklin Simpson, 27. High school basketball tonight. The Glasgow boys welcome Pulaski Southwestern to Scotty Gym for a JV varsity doubleheader. Begins at 5:30. Joe, Larry, and Bruce on the air for live coverage of the varsity contest. About 6:45 on 1490 WCLU and online at playwclu.com. Of the boys' games, Edmonson County entertains LaRue County. Warren Central is at home against Logan County, and South Warren plays at Todd Central. Girls' games tonight, Edmonson County goes to Franklin Simpson. Warren Central travels to Butler County, and South Warren welcomes Owensboro Apollo. In girl-boy doubleheaders tonight, Barron County hosts Caverna. Allen County Scottsville plays at Warren East. Monroe County entertains Russell County. Hart County visits Medcalf County. And Bowling Green goes to Greenwood. And that's a check of local sports.
This WCLU Weather Channel update brought to you by Apollo PC Glasgow.
Here's a little secret.
Center is the culmination of my husband's professional career. When he took over GPC, he didn't want to be just good. He'd already done that. He wanted to be great. And I think his patients would agree that he's done just that. Could he get by with a smaller staff? Sure. The gift shop, the flower shop, delivery people, a brand new facility, none of those things are required to have a pharmacy, but that's why it's not just a good pharmacy, it's a great one. I'm really excited to see what Robert is going to do next because I know he's going to put his heart into it.
Sweetheart Bakery today.
Cold front on the march, and that cold front means business and colder temperatures by tomorrow morning by about 20 degrees. We'll roll on through this morning with that colder air starting to work on in. Clouds will break up as we go through the day, becoming sunny, especially this afternoon, and temperatures into the mid-30s later with a northwest breeze around. Colder night tonight, 21. Sunshine, a few clouds Wednesday, a breeze out of the south-southwest, 47. Thursday, clouds and sunshine, colder again, upper 30s. Friday, clouds give way to sunshine, low 40s. And a 50-50 weekend. Highs in the 50s with a chance of rain on Sunday, but dry Saturday. I'm meteorologist Ray Stitchick, a Weather Channel on WCLU, your home for local.
Thank you, Ray. 35 degrees at WCLU. The wind's still up there. We're still seeing winds at about, 12 miles an hour still, 17, 18 mile an hour gusts. It'll catch you when you walk around the corner for sure. 35 degrees at WCLU. This weather update brought to you by Apollo PC Glasgow.
It's Spirits, our number one priority is responsibility. Number 2 and number 3 are our great service and our huge selection. So if you do drink alcohol, we want you to do so responsibly. Get the service you deserve in our store or in our convenient drive-through window. You can even call ahead at 678-BEER and we'll have it ready for you. We built our store from the ground up to ensure the largest selection and variety. But if we don't have what you're looking for, let us know. We appreciate your business here at Fire Pit Spirits in Glasgow.
At PBI Bank, we pride ourselves on providing great customer service with a hometown feel. We invite you to come in and meet our friendly staff who can help you apply for a mortgage, apply for an ag loan, open an account, or help with any other banking service. Trust PBI Bank to be your banking partner for personal or business accounts. Come visit or call us today. We are a Kentucky-based community bank serving the Commonwealth for more than a century. Stop in or visit online at pbibank.com to learn more about what we can offer you.
Lesenberry Do-It Center is Glasgow's only locally owned hardware store, and that means a lot to me. Lesenberry's has been in business for over 100 years. I walk in the store, they know who I am, and I get the help that I need. For me, Lesenberry's is the easiest place for me to shop, simply because it's a local, family-owned business, and I feel comfortable when I'm there. And I'm glad there's still a place like that in Glasgow I can go to.
And as they say, that's not all. Because Ralphie's also is cranking up to get the countdown to Christmas started there at Ralphie's. For example, starting on December the 18th, when you go out to Ralphie's, you add a $20 game card for $15 that day. The 19th, you can add a laser tag for $2. And on the 20th, we even get into where you can add a large one-topping pizza and a pitcher of soft drink for $10. And that's the tip of the iceberg. The countdown to Christmas at Ralphie's Fun Center. Okay, we've got Kathy Pettigo having a birthday today. Eden Fowler, Eden is 14. Jacob Wilson is 8. Dante Oates is 16. Rita Felkins with a birthday. Mike Fogel celebrates. It is the birthday today of Karen Upchurch. We have Buddy Lyle with a birthday. Johnny Bowles has a birthday today. And we have Mark and Kathy Decker. That's Mark and Kathy Decker with their second wedding anniversary today. And let me look around here. I got more little scratches of paper here laying around. Let me get up here and see what these things say as far as if they're pertinent to birthdays or it's just people wanting to pass me notes. I think we have it all there. So congratulations to all of our birthday honorees here at WCLU. We appreciate all the nice calls, 651-9149 or 800-956-1023 online, WCLUradio.com. Birthdays brought to you by Ralphie's Fun Center, making birthdays fun.
'Tis the season to be shopping, fa la 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 la. Head to the Empty Nest for all things.
Unique gifts gave to me 30. Do I have to say that? Okay, if I say that, then I'm leaving right now because I'm going to go do this for my wife. 30% off Vera Bradley. Today only. Tuesday, December the 12th. 30% off Vera Bradley today only. It's the 8th day of the 12 days of Christmas at Unique Gifts. On the 8th.
About Miss Mary B. Jones. She's good as gold every day, but she is retiring because of the fact that she has been at the South Central Kentucky Cultural Center since 2001, doing whatever needed done. And certainly a very nice lady indeed. She's been involved in digging through the archives and providing this information that we get to share. And it's time for us to pat her on the back and tell her that she is as good as gold from her friends here at WCLU and a little taste of Texas. All right. It's 35 degrees now at WCLU. Coming back, we're going to have some tidbit news.
On the 8th day of Christmas, Unique Gifts gave to me 30. Do I have to say that? Okay, if I say that, then I'm leaving right now because I'm going to go do this for my wife. 30% off Vera Bradley. Today only, Tuesday, December the 12th. 30% off Vera Bradley today only. It's the 8th day of the 12 days of Christmas at Unique Gifts. You better get there before I do.
At Fire Pit Spirits, our number one priority is responsibility. Number 2 and number 3 are our great service and our huge selection. So if you do drink alcohol, we want you to do so responsibly. Get the service you deserve in our store or in our convenient drive-thru window. You can even call ahead at 678-BEER and we'll have it ready for you. We built our store from the ground up to ensure the largest selection and variety. But if we don't have what you're looking for, let us know. We appreciate.
Now, faith is the confidence of what we hope for and the assurance of what we do not see. We really have 3 choices concerning our state of mind when it comes to living. We can worry about the present, we can live in a state of sorrow for the past, or we can live by faith. It's our choice which one of these attitudes controls our daily existence. Do we really believe that God is in control and that He knows those who belong to Him? If so, then we can confidently approach each day with assurance that we are right with God. Do we really believe that when God forgives us for our sins, that He will never bring them up again and that He cleanses us from the stain of guilt? If so, then we can live by faith with the daily assurance of salvation. When we trust and obey the Lord Jesus, we can rest assured that He will not cast us away. Romans 5:1 says, since we've been justified by faith, we have peace with God through our Lord Jesus Christ. John assures us at 1 John 1:7, if we walk in the light, we have fellowship with God, and the blood of Jesus will continually cleanse us from our sins. Choose faith every day. Jesus is a promise keeper. This is Danny Wyatt for the Refuge Church of Christ.
From the north, south, east, west, NEWS, here's the latest news.
From around the world and up the street, it's Tidbit News here on WCLU. What's all that green over there?
I got a little, hello?
Yeah, are you there?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, I can't hear me.
Okay, all right.
Sorry about that.
Only your problem.
A little bit. Yeah, that's a new little piggy bank I got here. Let me see if I can get it in the screen here. From our fine folks down at the People's Bank, located down on Happy Valley Road. And, hooked us up with a little piggy bank here. And
saving up for the future.
Yeah, a little tidbit here and there. Huh?
All right, that's right. Well, let's see. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Okay, because I've got a theme. Sometimes when we have 2 stories that are similar, I have a theme for it.
All right, let's hear it.
Okay, here we go.
Technological tidbits.
Perhaps you know that theme song.
I think it's just a touch before me, but I like it.
Lord, making more people feel old here.
Well, I mean, I'm not feeling too young this morning.
That's Lost in Space.
Okay, is that the one with the little robot in there?
Yeah.
Okay, I remember.
He wasn't a little robot. He was bigger, as big as the people.
That's right. I forgot. Yeah, he had like the dryer vent for arms. And
yeah, that's him. Okay. Well, that's a very deflating way to look at it.
Well, you know,
the dryer vent for arms.
You know, effects weren't what they are.
Oh, that's right.
You know,
but they were. It was pretty pioneering, I think.
I think so.
All right. Let me move over here to the technical tidbits here.
All right, you got the guy you need to talk to then.
First one is nighttime sky watchers willing to brave the cold can look forward to a spectacular display of shooting stars later this week, Mark.
Yeah, I kind of keep up with that stuff. What is it?
It's the Geminid Media Shower.
I was thinking Leonids, but you're right.
The Geminids. It returns every December. It's predicted to be one of the most dazzling ever. That's why we bring it up here. An almost absent moon will ensure that the meteors, widely regarded as the most impressive of the year, stand out brightly as they streak across the sky. The best time to see Geminids will be between 1 a.m. and 2 a.m. on Wednesday and Thursday.
Yeah, the best way to do that is to get yourself one of those sunning chairs, like a lounge chair out back.
Yeah.
Yep, just lay down flat on your back.
Yeah.
Get you some blankets, and because it'll be cold.
Yeah.
and just stare straight up. You don't need binoculars or anything to limit your field of view. Just look right up. Yeah.
Well, my experience with shooting stars is that they are, you can see them with the naked eye very nicely.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Actually, during the summer, the Orionids, they had pretty good ones coming through there, and I don't know. We saw one, my son and I, and it's a green streak across there, and of course he lit up. The kids love it.
Certainly they do. It's magical.
Yeah.
And finally, this technical tidbit here: a huge cigar-shaped object out in space has scientists buzzing. They assumed it was an interstellar asteroid, but now some researchers are wondering if it is a spacecraft from elsewhere.
Well, it makes me, if it starts giving those humpback whale sounds, like the old Star Trek, what was that, number 4 or 5? I don't know.
Somewhere in there.
Yeah, they went to San Francisco, and it was a cigar-shaped craft or whatever, and it was giving some kind of code.
They say it probably is not, but it could be, they say. Anything's possible, I guess, is what they're saying.
I love it that they remind us probably it's not.
That's right. That's because of its shape, which would be highly unusual for a typical space rock.
I'm not sure the aliens had the Swisher Sweet chart.
No, that's right. That's right. A little more curve at the back.
Right.
Experts have previously suggested that an interstellar spacecraft would most likely be cigar or needle shaped, since it would minimize friction. My wife always brings this up to me. Who are these experts at the alien craft construction? Yeah, it's just they're just out there.
Yeah,
so to speak.
There are those people. But
scientists are getting ready to turn a powerful dish telescope toward it. A lot of the research on it is being done by SETI, which is the group, the Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence.
Yes.
SETI. Are you a card-carrying member of that?
I am not a SETI member.
You're a Yeti member.
Yeah, I'm really hairy and anyway. Yeah, the SETI group, they work out of the Very Large Array out in New Mexico, and it's like 24 satellite dishes, and it's technical.
That's right. So you see, that's why we had to theme this particular tidbit news as technical tidbits.
Technological
tidbits.
Maybe we'll find out more about this as we get closer to the meteor shower.
Indeed.
And that's what we have for tidbit news for today.
All right. Sounds good, Henry.
We want to take this opportunity to wish you a very Merry Christmas from all of us at SCRTC to all of you. The South Central Rural Telecommunication Cooperative Board of Directors want to thank you for your service over nearly 70 years and look forward to serving you as we meet the future together. We are there when you connect with your friends and when you watch your favorite holiday shows. So, if faster internet and better communication is on your Christmas list, call us. Merry Christmas from your family and friends at SCRTC.
At PBI Bank, we pride ourselves on providing great customer service with a hometown feel. We invite you to come in and meet our friendly staff who can help you apply for a mortgage, apply for an ag loan, open an account, or help with any other banking service. Trust PBI Bank to be your banking partner for personal or business accounts. Come visit or call us today. We are a Kentucky-based community bank serving the Commonwealth for more than a century. Stop in or visit online at pbibank.com to learn more about what we can offer you.
Legendary Do-It Center is Glasgow's only locally owned hardware store, and that means a lot to me.
Talking to Bobby Hurt, and this is the fastest time you've ever pulled into the garage, Bobby.
I believe it is.
I picked up the phone and I said, "We're on." And
that's right. Well, I'm ready.
Once again, proving we don't rehearse this at all.
I don't think that's ever been talked about.
No,
rehearsing.
I don't think that we wouldn't be able to do as good if we rehearsed.
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
So the point is, I'm really glad to have you on the radio this morning. Bobby Lee Hurt, the proprietor, the #1 man running the show at Hurt Auto Sales, 621 West Main Street, making a name for himself because so many folks pass along to so many folks that they got a lot of good vehicles up there at Hurt Auto Sales. And I think today that's even true.
That's right, Henry. We have some good ones left, and we'd love to sell them today. Even though it is a little cool outside, put your coat on and come on out.
Yeah, I mean, this is if you're cold-natured, what a better way to test drive and check for the heat and how fast it comes on.
That's right. see how long you can let it text to warm up.
Yeah, I don't know if you. This is probably putting you on the spot, but heated seats are a pretty neat invention.
Yeah, they most certainly are. And we do have several that have heated seats.
Yeah, yeah, it's.
And matter of fact, I drove one home last night that had a heated steering wheel. So
now what about that?
Yeah, that's pretty nice, I tell you.
That means you want to keep on. I never thought about the heated steering wheel. It's the heated seats. It's these thin pants that I wear.
need to get some overalls.
That's right. Something. Yeah. Cushion or something.
Yeah, that's right.
So let's talk about what you got on the lot up there, Bobby Lee.
And we just got in an 08 Honda Pilot. Has a third row seat. Excellent condition, local trade.
Mm-hmm.
And we got it priced at $10,900.
Man, square inch for square inch, those things are roomy.
They sure are. Got lots of room and a classy looking ride.
Yeah,
for sure.
For sure. All right.
Got a 2000 Chevy Equinox front wheel drive. It's a local trade as well. And as a matter of fact, they've got it priced the same price, $10,900.
Yeah,
so,
it's sort of like your choice.
That's right. That's right. This one does not have third row seats. So,
yeah.
But it is a little newer. Okay.
Gotcha.
Got a 2013 Chevy Malibu, a nice little four-door sedan.
Mm-hmm.
Just got it in. It's priced at $9,900.
Okay.
And so if you're looking for a nice four-door car and don't want to spend a whole lot of money, that'd be the car for you. Okay.
Yeah, it sounds to me like though that you've got that priced right, because it is a pretty new car, but a pretty low price.
Most certainly is. It's worth the money. That's for sure.
Good. Okay.
And speaking worth the money, we've got an 07 Chrysler Sebring.
Okay.
It's a four-door sedan as well. And we've got it priced to sell for just $3,900. Okay?
Four-door as well, you said?
Yes, it is.
I thought you were singing the B-52s that got me a Chrysler. It's as big as a whale.
Yeah, I haven't heard that in a while.
Oh, you haven't? Let me get that out, do you? The B-52s?
Yeah.
Anyway.
You can compare it with anything you want to compare it
That's
with.
right. I guess I didn't understand you. I thought you said, well, I got me a Chrysler. It's as big as a whale. No, you said as well.
As well. That's right.
All right. So anyway, that's what we have this morning in the way of good rides at Hurt Auto Sales. And you can't beat it. And I know that folks just, I see a lot of folks who just like to come up there and shoot the breeze with you, Bobby Lee. Now explain that.
We have a lot of that, and that's okay. You learn a lot.
Yeah. I like your answer. We have a lot of that.
We replay the ball games a few times and win. And we make winners out of losers sometimes.
Yeah, but you do that unless there's somebody out there wanting to test drive something, and then all bets are off, because Bobby does take care of his customers for sure.
That's right.
And that's why they keep coming back.
That's right. I hope so, and we want them to keep coming back.
Hurt Auto Sales, 621 West Main Street, and they got that motto up there that they hang with.
There's no pain when you trade with Hurt. Okay.
And here, Bobby, by special request, here's your song to promote the Chrysler that you have up there that's big as a whale, okay?
All right.
It's a Sebring. Have a good day, Bobby Lee.
And you also. Thank you.
See ya. Here we go.